Hello all, this is Anupama Zavargi here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to answer some of the most frequently asked questions about law of attraction. On my Marathi channel, A New You Marathi, I get lots and lots of questions. People asking me how to do some technique, will it work, and can you do two techniques at the same time? How to attract a specific person? So I'm going to answer all these questions. So stay tuned till the end. So the first thing is, let me tell you about the channel. On the channel, you are on a journey to go from where you are to where you want to be with me. And I have made different playlists, and the first one is the basic A New You playlist, and the other one is the Law of Attraction videos playlist. Then there's a books for A New You playlist where I share summaries of some of the books that I have really enjoyed and which will help you all also on the journey. So now let's get on to actually answering the questions. So the first thing is when people start with law of attraction, they are not sure of where to start. They're excited. A lot of people have done the duck and the drum manifestation experiment. Testing the law of attraction. So now they want to know where to start from. So I would recommend, on the channel, I basically would recommend watching all the videos because they are given numbers. They are I have done them with some thought in mind. So I would really want you all to watch all of them. But if you're just interested in law of attraction and want to start that, then I think you all should go through the basic law of attraction videos. That is, the ones that explain the theory, the steps behind law of attraction, and then move on to the techniques. Because, people are very excited about the techniques, but you need to understand the basics of law of attraction. That's why I did that a video recently about, how to do that 24-hour experiment. Because law of attraction is all about vibration. What you give out is what you're going to get back. So we need to be careful about what we are giving out. So now, before going to the technique, the first thing you need to do is basically decide what you want in your life. Now let's get to the specific questions about the techniques. A lot of people ask, that is this technique really going to work? Can you guarantee that this technique works? So, all the techniques are there to actually help with your subconscious mind programming. What happens is the first step is ask, but the second step is believe. So unless we believe that this goal is achievable, that it is possible, we are not going to work on it, right? If you don't believe that something is going to you're going to have success, would you put in any effort for that? So that's why most of the techniques work on your subconscious mind programming, so that you are more ready to achieve, more ready to take the steps. So they help with the belief part of the three-step law of attraction process. So and a lot of people ask me, can we do two techniques at the time and things like that. It really depends on what techniques you want to try. So let me go through the techniques one by one. So I can add a few things, some suggestions. So basically, first thing is you need to decide what you want. Then once you have decided, go through the techniques. Then you have to decide which one appeals to you first, because I get questions that should I do the 5x55, or should I do affirmation, or should I do vision board, which will give me faster result. So there is nothing like that this is the faster way to do things and or stuff like that. So some are useful, just you have to do them one at a time. So one affirmation you're going to use for 5x55 technique. So let's go through the ones, and I'll tell you what my answers to some of the questions about them. So first one, let us take is visualization. So a lot of times, I have done the video on the science behind the visualization, which really brings clarity to what happens during visualization. So I would really recommend you watch that video first before you try out any visualization. And recently I've been getting questions that, during visualization, we are getting negative images. So if you are getting negative images during visualization, please don't do visualization for now, because that means you're not ready to visualize. And what happens is, if you're getting negative images, that means you're programming your subconscious mind negatively. So it's going to get even worse. You will keep getting negative things repeating in your life. You'll be seeing more and more negative things, because that's what you are actually doing during your visualization. So please don't do visualization if you're getting negative image. You can try out some other technique like a 5 by 55 technique or doing some affirmations. And get yourself, raise your vibration first, raise your frequency first, and then do the visualization technique. Another question that comes with visualization is how many goals can I visualize at a time? So for visualization, start with one goal. It is easy to create that picture when you have just that one goal in mind. So for visualization, I would recommend just one goal at a time. Now, the second is the 5 by 55 technique. The question with 5 by 55 technique is always, I have mentioned in the video also, but still people keep asking me, can we do more than one goal at a time by 5 by 55 technique? No. Please stick to just one affirmation for 5 by 55 technique. Because what happens is, it is a process for focusing. So you want to focus on just one thing at a time, not on so many different things. Because you can do the one and for 5 days, and you can start the next one after 5 days. But don't do two things simultaneously, because you are not going to get the best result if you do too many things at the same time with this technique. Because it's just a 5-day technique, so it's very easy to do 5 days and then start with another one for after those 5 days are over. So it's a focusing technique, so just one at a time. And another thing is, people ask is, what do I do with all the things that I have written in my 5 by 55? So for that, the answer would be that you can do whatever you want. If you want to keep it, you have used a notebook or something like that, journal, you can keep that. You can add your next 5 by 55, you can write in the same journal. If you think you are, you don't want to look at it again, you are sure that it's happened and you are okay with, actually just throwing it off, because if you're written in pages, you don't need to keep it. There is no rule of what has to be done after those 5 days, because what you've programmed is here. So you don't need a physical proof for that. It's just fun. If you want to keep it, you burn it, you throw it, you tear it, or just don't think too much about what happens after that, because your journey on your thing starts after what actions you are going to take. Based on that, you already know that this is going to happen. So that is your those are the things that you need to think about, and not what to do with those pages. So whatever you're comfortable with, you can do it. So then the next technique would be scripting. So for scripting, the first line is always the affirmation that we use in 5 by 55, something like that. But scripting, you can add, more things to the mix. You can add different senses, and you can see, visualize that scene and write that down. So for someone who has a problem visualizing, because not everyone is good at visualizing, for those people, actually scripting works better, or who like to write things down. And so people like that, I would recommend the scripting technique. Because then, you have the first affirmation, and then you add to that, that your thing has already happened, your goal is already achieved, and how would you feel, what would you be doing? So you can describe a little in detail. But if you're not sure, if you don't, your belief is less, do the 5 by 55 technique on the first affirmation, and then go to a scripting technique later on, because then you have built a little bit of focus, and you have built a little bit of confidence that this is going to work out, and then you go to the scripting technique. So this is like the way you can do it. Then the next is affirmations. Now people I recently have done a video on affirmations, and people keep asking me, can they do more than one? I have already mentioned in the video, yes, you can do more than one affirmation. But, take your top 3 goals and make one affirmation with each of those. And then you can add some general affirmations if you want. You can do it, this affirmation, you have to say them 2 times a day in your mind. You don't have to say them aloud. You can just combine them with another activity that you already do, like brushing your teeth. I've already done a video on, a mirror exercise for law of attraction. So when you're looking in the mirror, when you're getting ready, when you're brushing your teeth, you can do these affirmations at that time. So it saves time. It doesn't take that much time. Do it as many times as possible. Even if you get some time in the middle of the day, or you're traveling, you can do them. So, a lot of people ask me, we don't have time in the morning to do this, but this hardly takes time. And combine 2 activities. Anyway, you're going to get ready. So you can do those at that time. So affirmations, the more consistent you are, they work better. Now, another technique is vision board. A lot of people, they think that they need to have a full vision board. I would say, start with just your first goal and put something on there. So, just have some picture, some photograph somewhere in front of your desk, on your computer, on your phone. Instead of, people keep putting it away that they have to collect a lot of things and then put it on a board. And it never happens. So the best way is, just start with one picture, one quote, whatever you want to put there, you put there. Now, another question that I often get is, how do you do these techniques for others? So, I have already done a video on how what happens when you do techniques for others. So, I would really recommend that you watch that video if you have this question. How can I do it for others? And a lot of times, you can go general with that. You can just say, I'm happy and glad that so and so is happy in their lives. Most parents ask me about how to do it for their kids and stuff like that. So these techniques work best when the person when the person whose goal it is, that person does it. So I would say, I have done a video on actually how to introduce law of attraction to young kids. So you could watch that and follow those steps. Or you could actually, if you have older kids, you can actually share these videos with them and ask them to do it. Or another great idea would be doing a vision board, a family vision board. Or, when you're affirming, instead of you writing it 55 times, if you actually keep saying those things to them, like which are motivating, or you tell them that, yes, this is achievable, you can do it. Things like that, you affirm like this for them, by actually talking to them that way. That way, what happens, their subconscious also starts believing that, instead of, if they are not ready to do their own affirmations. So instead of you writing it 55 times that their goal is achieved, or this would work better if they are actually involved in the process. And another thing that I get asked is, what to do in situations where maybe some divorce is involved, the other person is not talking to you, husband, a lot of, quarrel between husband and wife and things like that. Or there is a lot of negativity in some situations where you have, somebody has cheated you, somebody is not talking to you, somebody owes you a lot of money, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you have a lot of negativity in your mind, in your heart about these kind of situations. So for these, I would recommend, instead of doing any visualization, any law of attraction technique, start with Ho'oponopono first. I have already done 3 videos on Ho'oponopono. So if you watch those videos and start with that process, taking responsibility for what has happened, whatever negative situation is happening in your life. It could be related to your health, somebody else's health also. So any kind of negative situation that is going on in your life, which you feel that you don't have any control over, so it's best, to do the Ho'oponopono prayer and hand it over to divinity, or what God, whatever higher being, whatever you want to call that, or it could be the universe. So you hand it over to them to solve the problem for you. Because sometimes how you don't have any control over how others are going to behave. I get questions like, somebody has a drinking problem, alcohol, or smoking. How can I get them to quit, and things like that. So yes, you can motivate them, you can encourage them, you can get all the treatment. Everything is there. But still, if there is something you want to do, you can start with the Ho'oponopono. So you have handed it over. So at least your negativity around that thing lessens. The negative vibration around that situation reduces. You start feeling a lot more hopeful, a lot more positive, and automatically, once your vibration changes, what you put out changes, the result you get back also changes. So Ho'oponopono, and you don't even need to tell that person that you are doing Ho'oponopono and things like that. So this one technique, you can do it for anybody. You can do it for any negative situation in your life. And another technique that really helps in these kind of situations is the water technique. I've done a full video on, I've explained everything, the experiment, the science behind the water technique. So that is also one technique that you can do it for somebody else, for the family. You can have that affirmation or that word written on the water bottle and paste it on the water bottle. Whatever you want to teach whatever you want your kids to do or improve, or if there's some health condition, so you can just write good health or your affirmation regarding health on that water bottle. You can actually do it on the thing that where you store your water also, not even if it's not individual water bottle, you can just do it for the whole family. You can put health, whatever you want, you want to achieve as a family also, peace, love. You can put all those on the place on the container that you store water in. It could be a water filter. So you can put that, and then the whole family drinks water from that. And every time you can have, express your gratitude when you're drinking water, or you can have individual water bottles with that affirmation for every person. And when they drink, they automatically they'll think about that affirmation when they drink the water. So this is another way to do it, for somebody else also. You can just put that, energize the water, and then give it to that person. And and ask them to just at least express gratitude when they drink water, become more aware, because we consist of 70% water. So this really helps, especially for health situations. And if somebody is not able to do the other techniques and all, this water technique will really help. So this is about the other techniques. Then another question that I get often is how to manifest a special person, a specific person, or a soulmate. So here I would like to say is, when you want to manifest a specific person, when you're doing any technique, you are not supposed to put the photo of that person. If you have a specific person in mind, you are not supposed to put their photograph, their name in any of your either affirmations or on the vision board, wherever you want to do it, however you are doing it. Because universe, God, whoever you have, they have given them also a freedom of choice. They also have free will like you do. You would not want somebody else to dictate what goes on in your life. So similarly, they have a right and freedom in their lives also to choose who they want to spend their lives with and things like that. So when you're doing any kind of affirmation, any kind of technique for having a specific person, specific love relationship in your life, you are just going to say, I am happy and grateful that I am happily married to someone. Same goes if you are going through the divorce procedure and all, and you don't want to divorce and the other person wants a divorce. Even then, you are just going to say that I am happily married, not to this person or anything, just happily married, or I am in a loving relationship. I get along very well with my partner. Things like that. You have to go general, because then you also need to respect other person's freedom of choice as you respect your own choice. So it's very wrong. It is wrong to actually force your will on somebody else. So if they match your frequency, if they match if they are in tune with you, you will have them in your life. But you cannot do a technique having them only in mind. So automatically, if they match your frequency, they'll be there in your life. If they don't, then they won't come back, or they will not come to you in the first place. So you have to be very careful when you're doing affirmation, for some affirmation or any kind of technique for having a special person or soulmate or whatever you think in your life. So don't make it specific, make it general, think of all the qualities you want in that person, or think of how you want your relationship to be, and then you try to be that person and live with, like you have already have that kind of a relationship in your life. But you cannot put a specific photograph or a specific name in your affirmation. So be really careful about that. So these are some of the questions that I frequently get about law of attraction. So I would say, if you haven't done the duck and the drum experiment, that I have a test video that I have recently given. You need to try that. It is a really fun exercise. So lots of manifestations on my Marathi channel, and everybody's so excited that they got it. So I would really recommend you try it. If you want to try law of attraction, do the 24-hour experiment as well. So you understand the basic of what is going on here. And then for the techniques, I've already explained everything in detail, but these are some of the things I keep getting what to use for some specific reasons. So these are the answers to the questions. Another question I get is how to make an affirmation. And people keep telling me, I want an affirmation for job, I want an affirmation for this. So for affirmation, I have already explained the process of affirmation. Now, the thing is, you always have to think about the end result in mind. So you have to put a feeling word, and end result could be anything. It could be getting an admission somewhere, if you are appearing for an interview, then it could be that you have got a job, you have a job now, or it could be that you have you got that visa and you're already in some country. So you have to look at the end result, that if you want to immigrate to another country, you just say that I'm happy, grateful that I'm already in so and so country, and things like that. So it's very simple, and it's best that if you do it yourself instead of me giving the affirmation, because I'm going to have a different feeling word about that affirmation. Since it's your dream, your goal, you're going to have a very different feel and a different thing about because it will feel like your own affirmation if you do it, because you know what you're going to do once you get that goal or once that dream is fulfilled. So you should put just that end result, make it in the present tense and do it. So that affirmation can be used for saying the affirmations every day, or used for 555, or used for scripting. And if you can visualize along with that, great. So these are some of the basic questions. I hope this has answered most of your questions that were in your mind, and you are ready and excited to try out Law of Attraction. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, press the like button, share it with someone who could be interested in Law of Attraction. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell notification, and I'll see you next time in another video. Thank you.